You must be bonerific 69.
Just call me Ralph. Randall. Call me Randall.
It's always those random boners that get you in trouble. What's going on, everybody? I am Winston A, aka the Swaggy Blurred, and this is my reaction and review to Agatha All Along, Episode 6, Familiar by Thy Side. Now, if this is your first time here, please be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know every time I'm putting out new content, and please be sure to leave a comment on the video. Let me know what you think, how you're feeling about the show, about the episode, all that good stuff. So, quick recap, spoiler alert, we are following the teen, who we know now is clearly Wanda's kid, Billy Maximoff, but at the time, Willie Kaplan, a teenager, is having his bar mitzvah, and unfortunately the hex going on at Westview is messing everything up, so he and his family try and leave. They get caught in a car accident, and as he's dying, the spirit of Billy Maximoff flies into Billy Kaplan's body, and he pretends to be Billy Kaplan as he tries to solve what's going on with him. Falls in love with a young man named Eddie, starts to share the secret with him. He ends up going with him to try and figure out what is going on with him. There's somebody on the internet that he's found that can try and help him. Turns out that that person is someone that lived in Westview, and that's Ralph Boner.
You must be bonerific 69.
Just call me Ralph. Randall. Call me Randall.
Who is back for a very funny little cameo here. Explains the fact that the hex is what messed everybody up and what was going on there, but then also that Agatha is still there and she's under a spell now from Wanda. So Billy decides that he is going to go find Agatha, because Agatha can hopefully reunite him with his twin brother, because he knows that Wanda is gone and Vision is torn apart. So this might be the opportunity to meet up with his brother, if he ultimately is able to get down the witch's road, which will give a witch whatever it is that they desire, as we know at this point. So then we get to watch the first episode play out, the first and second episodes play out all over again, but now from the perspective of Billy instead of Agatha, which actually makes it much funnier, and now makes me really like that first episode even more, because I didn't really like it all that much, and then I got to the second episode, I was like, all right, I'm kind of vibing. Now I actually really like that first episode a lot, because I get to see it from the other lens. Ultimately, we get back to the present. Agatha's still alive. They have a talk. This whole idea of what they're going to do, and the fact that Agatha's lived this long, and realizing that Billy's sigil is destroyed, Agatha's able to deduce what exactly he is after and says, hey, let's go down the road. You can't control your powers, but I need something, you need something. I guess we got to work together. And then that's pretty much it. That's how the episode ends. I really think that this show is top tier. I think if we're just talking about shows in general this year, I mean, obviously, The Penguin is an S class if we were doing something like that, but Agatha All Along, I gotta put this in like a high B tier, man, if not even like a low A tier, just from the standpoint of great storytelling, consistent theme, and the idea of, again, and shout out to Jack Schaefer, which is short for Jacqueline. I apologize. I kept saying he previously. I realized that Jack Schaefer is, and I might even be saying Jack's last name wrong, and I apologize. No, Schaefer, okay. But that she is so talented as a writer and as a showrunner, and put an incredible team together to make this happen. And it's just been absolutely fascinating and fun to watch. And this is right up there along with it. I think for a while I was a little like, we're not gonna get anything about what's going on in the present day, and I got frustrated for a minute, but we obviously got back to it so we can continue the story forward. But a great exposition episode to kind of go back, a flashback episode, and learn more about what's going on and the connection and have it all make sense. I genuinely really think that this show, again, is one of the better shows of the year, and it's certainly, in my opinion, one of the better Marvel television shows. For me, it is right up there. It's not quite at WandaVision level, but it's pretty damn close. And a lot of that has to do, again, with fantastic storytelling, but the acting in this is just on another, just in that upper echelon, man, because Kathryn Hahn is so good at what she does. I mean, watching her redo Detective Agnes, but it's clear she's under a spell. So instead of a gun, she's got like a hose, like a hose little trigger thing, and like the pictures and everything. The fact that she is fully in it and believing it and under the enchantment, it's just really good to me. And I genuinely think that it is both a blend of the acting ability, but also the excellent casting, putting everybody in the perfect roles for them. I think Joe Locke, like I said, I had a little bit of an issue with the teen early on, but I'm a big fan of what Joe Locke is doing now. It's cool to see Wiccan really kind of be out here at this point, and it makes me feel like by the time we get to the end of the Witch's Road, obviously something bad's gonna have to happen. Excuse me. But we are going to need to see Tommy again. We're going to need to see Speed, because we are bringing together the Young Avengers very clearly. So I think we're going to get to be able to introduce him as well. And I think that that's going to make for a good time. I don't know where the Young Avengers are going to fall in. We've debated this a number of times on Capes and Cows, especially because you're dealing with so much right now with the MCU and so much in flux. You want to keep the Young Avengers involved, but you don't necessarily want to be like, and that's going to be like a flagship movie right now or something like that. I think you get Miss Marvel, who kind of did at the end of the Marvels with, Kate Bishop, and you go and get Eli. Eli's floating around because of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Wiccan and Tommy will be here. Like, you'll be able to put this team together. And I think it's going to go great. I just think that we need to make sure we pace ourselves and we really focus on, again, righting the ship and not necessarily having something crazy gimmicky, because I do love some Young Avengers, man. I do like their stories and what's going on there, but I think that is falling in some Guardians territory a little bit. While it may have the name Avengers in it, it is not characters and or stories that the layman had heard of. Now, mind you, I'm very aware that not the only major character that everybody was probably aware of in the Avengers when that whole thing started with the MCU was Hulk. And what was brilliant about it is that, like, people may have heard of Iron Man before, definitely probably heard of Captain America and Thor, but like the Avengers, if we're being honest, was not the premier team. Like, while they may be the Justice League equivalent for Marvel, they were not the premier team for Marvel. For everybody, that was always the X-Men, at least to the general population, right? So the Avengers have gotten to that scale now. They are now on equal footing with Justice League. Any layman is aware of like the main heroes that we saw in Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Hawkeye, Black Widow. Like that, the six of them have become that at this point, right? I say all that to say, you really want to make sure you come through strong with what I have referred to previously in Capes and Cows as like your all-stars. And you don't want to just lead off with your rookies here. You want to make sure that you have the all-stars kind of locked and loaded and ready to go. And so I think that as we continue to see maybe where Shang-Chi might come back into the fold, how Hulk might come back into the fold, Thor, all of that, I think those are all situations in which we will see the MCU continue to right the ship and go that way, and then the Young Avengers can come in right after that. And maybe they pop in Secret Wars. That might be the best place for them to come in. But all that being said, if I had to rate this episode, I would give it a 4.4 out of 5. Let me know what you think about the episode yourself. Where do you think the Young Avengers are going to come in? Leave a comment on all that. And as I mentioned before, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and throw a like on this, man. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, with that, I'm going to get out of here. Y'all stay safe, man. Please go and watch my blurred breakdown. You can see right over here. That's the full episode. The clips will also be out on Thursday. So whenever you're watching this, it could be you'll be watching Wednesday night, it could be Thursday morning, whatever it is. Go watch it, man, or way later in the future. I don't know. Check it out. Either way, I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. See you on the next one, man.